At Tim McCready in the 39. Again, he is starting outside row number 2 here this evening, as Ben mentioned.
The 20th Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series event of the season. Again, we're co-sanctioning with our friends, the Lucas Oil MLRA series as well this weekend. And again, championship points on the line for both series here coming up on Saturday night. As you see the Brandon Ford Pace truck, as we're going to spin this track in as they make their way to the infield. Jonathan Davenport, and like he said, you'd rather be lucky and good. I mean, he's had after coming off a record, I mean, it's hard to go with what he did last year. I mean, hard to repeat that. That's probably never going to happen again, a $2 million season. But in that heat race he was in, he had a jump start. He got to go to the outside. He tracked down Jimmy Owens. Jimmy bobbled in turn 2, left the door open. JD's on the outside of the front row. But how about Jeff Herzog? There he is, the number 11 car. The Festus, Missouri driver. Been a regional driver all of his entire career. He's currently 6th in the Lucas Oil MLRA points. What a win it would be, Dustin Jarrett. It would be the biggest of his career, I'm sure. I don't know about dollar-wise, but I would guess it would be. But to beat this field of cars, the best in the business, that would be awesome.
Absolutely, sentimentally. And again, there's not a lot of folks that would have picked him. There's a look at another driver that maybe not a lot of folks had on the radar coming in. It's Dylan McCowan. He sat on the pole here one night ago. He had 17 modified wins last year. He picked up the Lucas Oil Speedway Modified Track Championship a year ago. Full-time late model racing this year. He's won 2 heat races now in the last 2 nights.
And he's only 19 years old, so keep an eye on him in that car number 8. But how can you go against the veterans? Davenport, Overton, McCready. This is Brandon Overton, only the second time he has ever been here to Wheatland. Of course, Jonathan Davenport, the winner here in 2015 of the Show Me 100. Diamond Nationals winner as well. In that Lance and Darla Landers Nutrient Ag Solutions car number 49. 67th career win here when he won the Cowboy Classic on Thursday night.
There's Brandon Overton, as you mentioned, James, out of Evans, Georgia, in that Wells and Sons Motorsports Longhorn number 76. He's starting 3rd in this evening's 40 lap main event. Last night he ran here just the second time he had ever been to Lucas Oil Speedway, and the first time he had been here in about 8 years.
Right now, Kid is sitting 3rd in the championship points. And again, many thanks to the great folks at the Sunoco Race Fields, the Sunoco Road to Wheatland. We've done that for many, many years. Wayne Castleberry, thank you very much. $16,000, the top 15 with perfect attendance and points. They will split that, share that among after Saturday night's Show Me 100. How about Peyton Looney? Last night, the car was practically destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Ripped the deck out of it, the right rear side of that. And they repaired that, the 2020 Show Me 100 winner. He's only the 2nd driver from the state of Missouri to win it, to go with Terry Phillips back in 1999.
The Etnan Motorsports number 15. There's a good look at Garrett Alberson of the Sea Valley Transportation. Roberts Racing number 58. He was the fast qualifier, the overall fast qualifier here on Thursday night, the defending O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. The driver of the 58, formerly out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, set to start this race inside row number 6.
He was one of those drivers that made some good moves in his heat races. To get up there, there's the 45 alongside, making the show tonight, Cole Wells out of Aurora, Missouri. There's Ricky Thornton Jr., the Todd and Vicki Burns SSI Motorsports, and they rolled out that backup car, but 5 wins this year to Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, sporting that Midwest Shimano orange spoiler, indicating the current points leader.
Okay, he's got wins at Florence Speedway, 300 Raceway, 34 Raceway, Bubba Raceway Park, and Alltech Raceway as well.
Swept Iowa last weekend.
He did.
Right?
He swept Iowa. Of course, he lived in Iowa there for a few years as well, did RTJ, and he is going to have to rally from the tail of the field after going to a backup car. You just saw Jeff Herzog. It slowed down there, maybe to talk to one of the officials in our Racing for Heroes starting zone, maybe point out something on the speedway. You mentioned earlier, James Herzog set fast time, won his heat race. He's on the terminal maintenance and construction pole. And what is that? Something dangling maybe from the left front of the 39 of Tim McCready's car.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. I don't think it's a trim from the bottom of the nose.
No, it's like a piece of tape or something. It's hanging off of that 39 car. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, there's a good look at it from our infield camera. It's just a little piece of tape dangling off the Paylor Motorsports number 39 of two-time and defending series champion Tim McCready.
Just a little hangnail.
Yes, just picking right off.
It's hard to believe. I mean, he had a good run at 34 Raceway, restarted, what, second or third last Saturday night, slipped over the bank, the right rear over the bank, lost several spots, and potential win went out the door.
Yeah, he's not won with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series yet this year. Tim McCready hasn't, trying to get his first win of the season. There's a driver that does have wins with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, currently second in the series point standings out of Martinsville, Indiana. That's the New Deal Hudson O'Neal.
22-year-old, he and his dad, Don O'Neal, who's with us here this weekend, the only father-son to ever win the Show Me 100. His dad, during that Clint Boyer run, winning the championship in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series back in 2014 at Hudson, won for Roger Sellers Double Down Motorsports here a couple of years ago. As we have pulled over McCready down there and removed that piece of tape or whatever was dangling from the left side of that car from the nose piece. So O'Neal right now starting in this race starts in 19th. There's Dalton Wilson, what a year for him, second at Fairbury a couple of weeks ago. He currently leads the Arizona Sports Shirts Crown Jewel Cup points, Dustin. And again, that is for drivers with perfect attendance. That is a $15,000 cash award at our awards banquet later this year.
He comes into the event 7th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point standing, still seeking his first career win.
Yes, sir.
With the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the driver out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Well, James, there's a great look at Lucas Oil Speedway here in Wheatland, Missouri. The caution lights have been turned off. Green flag gonna wave this time by. Jeff Herzog on the pole. Jonathan Davenport on the outside. They fire in the Racing for Heroes starting zone. This is your Dixie Chopper. Feel the thunder. Jonathan Davenport, much like 24 hours ago, gets the early advantage from the outside front row. Jeff Herzog tucks in line in second. Brandon Overton right now runs in the third spot. Peyton Looney fourth. That's Tim McCready in fifth. Behind him, 2 and 3 wide from 7th on back.
That all-black car, Mason Ziegler works the bottom of the 25C. Oh, a little bit sideways for Chad Simpson. Here comes Devin Moran on the outside in 99. It is fast down the main straightaway. Davenport now a battle for second into turn 1. There you see Herzog at 11. Overton trying to get him on the bottom out of turn number 2. Here comes Brandon over to the move for second spot into turn 3, Dustin.
Side by side momentarily for the second spot. Overton's able to sidestep the 11 of Jeff Herzog, trying to bring Peyton Looney with him, and he does. Peyton Looney, the 2020 Show Me 100 champ out of Republic, Missouri. He takes that third spot away. Herzog tries to battle back to the inside.
Wheatland dominator. Here comes Jimmy Owens, 4-time winner of the Show Me 100. He's working the middle, looking for his 6th straight top 10 finish in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And we have a Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution in turn number 2, and it is Dalton Wilson.
Dalton Wilson of the Keltner Contracting, MGL Auto Sales, James Ratliff Racing, number 18D. Is our first caution casualty of the evening as he's pointed in the wrong direction on the inside of turn number 2. 4 laps in the books, 36 laps to go here at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. It's the tribute to Don and Billie Gibson here at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. 4 laps in the books, 36 laps remain. First caution flag flies for Fayetteville, North Carolina's Dalton Wilson in the 18D. Jonathan Davenport grabbed the lead at the start of the race. James, he's been out front the first 4 laps of this one.
And Brandon Overton has gotten around Jeff Herzog, who's fallen to 4th from the pole. But how about Peyton Looney? Boy, the car last night, I mean, like I said, had the deck knocked out of it, the right side of that car. They worked all night long. The ATNIP Motorsports entry, capital car, the winner here at the Show Me 100 back in 2020. And right now we're going to have the Delaware double file restart. Overton's going to pick the bottom, but I'm telling you, Peyton Looney has one of the fastest cars on the racetrack.
Yes, he does, and right now he runs in position number 3. Brandon Overton in second. You see the field has made their way into the Delaware double file restart. That means the race leader, Jonathan Davenport, he's by himself out front. Second place gets his choice of inside or outside lane. That black Wells & Sons Motorsports entry of Brandon Overton, he's chosen the inside lane. That means the rest of the field staggers accordingly to where the second place driver picks.
So Jonathan Davenport, he won the Show Me 100 in 2015. At that time, that was probably the greatest season in dirt late model racing. Probably just as good as what Jack Boggs did back in 1995. But then, lo and behold, a few years later, over $2 million in winnings. And he won about every crown jewel race there was. Of course, he was in contention for the Show Me 100 last year and got into a lap car that cost him the victory. Chris Ferguson went on for the win. At the Racing for Heroes restart zone, the 39-year-old out of Blairsville, Georgia, will lead him to the line, looking for a 68th career win in the series.
Jonathan Davenport brings him off turns 1 and 2. Brandon Overton trying to keep pace. Again, Peyton Looney in third, Jeff Herzog fourth. Jimmy Owens right now rounds out the top 5. Look at J.O., that black Kohler Motorsports number 20, trying to go to the outside of the racetrack and work around the 11 of Jeff Herzog.
Come out of turn number 2. Owens on the outside, 11 run on Herzog on the bottom, and here comes McCready, and they almost got together into turn number 3. They are rapidly getting around this 3/8 mile over. Owens on the outside as Davenport still leads, and Owens trying to find a groove, and he will into turn number 1 on the outside of Herzog.
Jimmy Owens got another run on the outside of the 11 of Jeff Herzog. Behind him, you just saw the 25 of Chad Simpson creeping to your screen. He thought about sticking nose underneath Tim McCready. Thinks better of it, though. Jimmy Owens working on Jeff Herzog. That's the battle for 4th.
The O-Show out of turn number 2. Bobby and Jessica Kohler out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, the car owners. As they fly into turn number 3, Davenport still leads, but slowly but surely Brandon Overton reeling in, and Peyton Looney is third. Battle now, Owens has cleared Herzog as they go into turn number 1. Now Brandon Overton, it's about 4 car lengths, trying to cut it to 3 into turn number 3 of this 40 lapper as they come out at turn number 4 with 31 to go.
We double it up for those of you at home. The left-hand side of your screen is the battle for the race lead. Jonathan Davenport has it. Brandon Overton wants it on the right side of your screen. That is the battle from 6th on back. Mason Ziegler in the all-black 25. Tim McCready in the 39. Chad Simpson in the white-black 25.
Now they're about a straightaway behind the tail end of the field. Ricky Thornton Jr. back here running. Now again, no championship points tonight. He runs on the tail right now as they come out of turn number 4. Davenport changed his line there. You see the battle there between the reigning MLRA champion Chad Simpson and the reigning Lucas Oil 100 Series champion Tim McCready. Davenport has changed his line, Dustin. He's going to the top now in 49. So is Brandon Overton.
Yeah, back up at the front of the field, and your the drivers at the front of the field. Jonathan Davenport in the 49, the 76 of Brandon Overton. James just mentioned they both changed their line. They had both been running on the very inside of the racetrack, and now almost simultaneously they both go to the high side of the racetrack. There's a look at the gap back from your race leader Jonathan Davenport to second place Brandon Overton. It was 0.8 of a second last time. It stays the same, 0.8 of a second with 27 to go.
Yeah, Jimmy Owens took a shot there at Looney into turn number 4, and the Gorsuch Performance Solution caution is out, and we got a couple of cars in turn number 4. It's Dalton Wilson and Tyler Stevens.
Tough break as those two drivers come together with 13 laps scored, 27 laps remaining in the tribute to Don and Billie Gibson here at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. Back at Lucas Oil Speedway here in Wheatland, Missouri. Dustin Jarrett and James Essex with you for the tribute to Don and Billie Gibson. And James, a lot of things have happened under this caution flag with 13 laps in, most notably the current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader, Ricky Thornton Jr. is in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce hot pit.
Yeah, had to go to the backup car, smoke out of it in the heat race. He did transfer As Anthony Burrows, the crew chief, Christopher Jaco, DJ Williams, the roll of 20 RT. Todd Steele Building's hard charger early on. Mason Ziegler, Dustin, he started back in position number 12. He now runs in 5th behind Jimmy Owens.
That's a good look at the JLE Industries number 25Z, that all black car with the black reflective graphics on the side. He's gained 7 positions in the first 13 laps of this race. We'll see if he's able to continue his march through the field.
And Tyler Stevens back out, involved in that accident. Again, 2 caution flags. Tyler Stevens currently leading the Lucas Oil MLRA Rookie of the Year standing. So we've got 13 in the books. It's Jonathan Davenport, Brandon Overton, Peyton Looney, Jimmy Owens, Mason Ziegler, your top 5.
6th, the Jeff Herzog, Chad Simpson 7th, Chris Ferguson 8th, Tim McCready 9th, and a good run for Cole Wells, who rounds out the top 10. The yellow lights have been turned off. They'll go green in the Racing for Heroes restart zone. 13 laps scored, 27 laps remain.
Here comes Looney on the outside, and Peyton Looney, great restart for the 2020 Show Me 100 winner. Here comes Ziegler. Oh, Ziegler's got a good hot rod. Cody Mallory turning the wrenches on that car this weekend. And here comes Overton. He may lose 2 spots on this restart. But right now, the 25Z to the outside. And from 12th to 3rd for Ziggy.
Mason Ziegler, he's not done yet. He's going to throw a slide job on Peyton Looney.
Oh, man.
Oh, baby. He almost cleared him, but he didn't. Instead, they almost make contact, and that allows Brandon Overton to close back in. Another slider by Mason Ziegler. He clears him. Here comes the crossover by Peyton Looney.
Oh, man, they're going at it, 15 and 25C. Here comes Overton. Here comes Jimmy Owens. They're trying to go 3 wide into turn number 2. Oh, man, that was close. Here comes Ziggy working the outside of Overton. Back into 3rd. Meanwhile, Chad Simpson is 6th. McCready, Herzog, Ferguson, Dylan McCowan runs 10th, the 19-year-old.
Are you sure tonight's not the Show Me 100? Because they're racing like it out there. They're racing like it's a $50,000 payday. And while all of this has been going on, your race leader, Jonathan Davenport, is quietly tiptoed ahead to a 1.2 second advantage over Peyton Looney.
Here comes Chad Simpson, the current Lucas Oil MLRA points leader, the 3-time and reigning champion. And they come out of turn number 4. Jonathan Davenport, a good hot rod here tonight, the Clements powered entry. 2nd spot is Looney. Overton 3rd. Peyton Looney, that last time around, 1.073 seconds. We'll see if it cuts it down. He's going to gain some more. Here comes Looney, and here comes Overton out of turn 4.
Battle for 5th on the right side, or 4th rather, for the right on the right side of your screen. And now we pan out to your 2nd place car, Peyton Looney. He once again gains a little ground on Jonathan Davenport. He gained a 1/10 of a second that time. He's trying to bring the 76 of Brandon Overton with him. James this time by. Crossed flag shown to the field. 20 down, 20 to go.
And now they're going to pick up now on the same straightaways, the tail end of the field. Tyler Stevens, the last car on the lead lap. The top 3 will fire to turn 3. Remember last year in the Show Me 100, we had 5 cars on the same straightaway with 12 laps to go before the caution for Davenport as they go into 1. And right now, Looney, that time around is back to 1.1 seconds. But down the back straightaway, Looney and Overton have their eyes set on this tribute to Don and Billie Gibson as they trail Jonathan Davenport down the straightaway.
James, you got to think they see what's in front of Jonathan Davenport as well. They know that the Thursday night winner is closing in on the back of the field. That's 2nd and 3rd on your screen. Peyton Looney in 2nd, Brandon Overton in 3rd. 4th right now. Behind them, the driver of the 25Z, Mason Ziegler, up from the 12th starting spot. A little bit of smoke coming out from that 25Z. There's 5th place, Jimmy Owens in the 20. Behind him, 6th. Chad Simpson in the 25. 7th right now is the defending Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion, Tim McCready in 39. 8th, the defending Show Me 100 champion, Chris Ferguson out of Mount Holly, North Carolina in the 22. Running 9th is the pole sitter, Jeff Herzog, and rounding out the top 10, the defending modified track champion in the 8 out of Urbana, Missouri, it's Dylan McCowan.
Here we go for the lead. It's down to 0.5 of a second off at turn 4. It's about a car length into 1. Looney to the inside for the lead at turn number 2. Looney will slide up the track. Davenport has the line. Here comes Overton. Dustin, we've got a 3-car battle on a Friday night in Wheatland, Missouri, and Peyton Looney for the lead out of turn number 4.
Oh, they're going to go 3 wide momentarily as Brandon Overton sneaks a nose down to the inside. He'll think better of it. Looney throwing everything but the kitchen sink at your race leader. He'll go to the outside, down the back straightaway. You've got a battle for the lead.
Davenport cuts down to the bottom. Overton out at turn 4. Here comes Ziegler. Here comes Jimmy Owens. It is still Davenport. 27 laps scored. We still have 18 to go. Here comes Overton working the bottom on Looney. Still heavy traffic into turn number 3. Oh, man. Oh, baby, it's getting good. Here they come out of turn 4. Oh, Ziegler took a shot at Overton. He'll lose his momentum. Here comes Owens. He'll try to split the lap car of Tyler Stevens.
Oh, no,
man. Look
Stevens.
out at Tyler Stevens is going to turn it around. And the Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution is out. Oh, man.
Tyler Stevens got in there maybe a little too hot. He made contact with Jimmy Owens' car, and that sent the Searcy, Arkansas driver's car around James. Here's a look at the instant replay right there. He tags the right front of Stevens' car, tagged the left rear of Jimmy Owens, Kohler Motorsports number 20, and that sent the two of Tyler Stevens around. We've got 28 laps scored, 12 laps remaining. This is the tribute to Don and Billie Gibson at Lucas Oil Speedway here in Wheatland, Missouri. Back at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri for the tribute to Don and Billie Gibson. James, 28 laps are scored, 12 laps to go. We may have a developing story though with one of the hard chargers, Mason Ziegler. We saw a little bit of smoke out from underneath this car just a few laps ago. We're not seeing it right now, but a lot of folks out there reporting smoke coming out from that car and a strong stench, maybe a rear end going bad on the 25Z.
Yeah, and they just opened the door here to the booth up here, and we could smell that.
Yes, we could.
So Ziggy has gone from 12th to 4th, 28 laps scored, Dustin. We still have a total of 12 laps to go. It's Jonathan Davenport. Peyton Looney is second. Man, was it getting close. Those top three were all together. Davenport, Looney, Overton runs in third. Ziegler fourth. Owens runs in fifth.
Yeah, running sixth right now is Chad Simpson. Tim McCready is seventh. Chris Ferguson eighth. Jeff Herzog ninth. And Dylan McCowan rounds out the top 10. Yellow light's going to be turned off, I believe, this time by as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. I got to think Jonathan Davenport was probably happy to see that Gorsuch Performance caution flag fly because he was absolutely mired in heavy lap traffic with Peyton Looney and Brandon Overton knocking on the back door.
We did have all 24 starters still running. I believe Stevens is not out there, so we'll go to 23 of the 24. Jonathan Davenport has led every lap, but it's been quite close here the last 4 or 5 laps. What does Looney get Overton have? Overton on the bottom, on the restart, out at turn 4 at the Racing for Heroes restart zone with 12 laps to go.
Man, that 49 is so good on these restarts, isn't he? And look at the 76, Brandon Overton. He slides up in front of Peyton Looney. Looney crosses him over down the back straightaway, and there's Mason Ziegler. We just talked about him, trouble for the 25Z.
It's gone awry on the 25Z after a great run for the Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania driver. First time here in 5 years, the 2018 Show Me 100. And now there he is coming to slowly around the main straightaway. He drove his heart out here tonight, Dustin, from 12th all the way up to 4th. And it looks like his night, isn't it? He'll hit pit side.
Absolutely a tough break for Mason Ziegler. 29 laps are in the books. 11 laps remain here at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. Well, there's a look at Mason Ziegler's 25Z being pushed back into the pit area, charged from 12th up. At one point was battling for a position on the Big River Steel podium, and unfortunately, rear end issues have sent the Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania native back to the pit area.
We did get a lap in, so 29 officially scored, as you mentioned. Brandon Overton, and I'll move to second now. He will have the choice. Is he going to pick the bottom? I would guess, but you never know. How about Ricky Thornton Jr.? To the backup car, started on the tail. He's pitted early on. He was about to get lapped there at one point, and now he's worked his way up to 13th in that Todd and Vicky Burns 20 RT.
24th to 13th. You got to think he could be a contender for that Todd Steel Buildings Hard Charger Award that'll be handed out at the end of the night. That goes to the driver that passes the most race cars. He's got that Midwest Sheet Metal orange spoiler on his car that indicates he is the current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader.
We still do Delaware double file restarts. 12 laps to go. Peyton Looney is third. Fourth is Jimmy Owens. Tim McCready fifth. And it's Ferguson, Chad Simpson, Dylan McCowan. Shout out to him. Eighth. Herzog hanging right in there. He's running the top 10 all race long after starting on the pole ninth. And Garrett Alberson now up to 10th in car 58. Well, Davenport's led every lap. It was getting pretty close there for a while.
Yeah, Davenport is really, really good on these restarts, James. We've had a couple cautions in this race. We've seen the 49, man, that car really fires off well in these restarts. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here, though. Brandon Overton and Peyton Looney, they've swapped the second position a couple times. As we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, we'll see if Looney is able to get the jump on Overton on this restart.
At the Racing Ferrero's restart zone with 11 laps to go in the tribute to Don and Billie Gibson, the originators of the Show Me 100 back in 1993. Here comes the restart. Now Looney's going to get the second spot. Here comes Owens. McCready digging on the bottom out of turn two. Davenport still shows the way down the back straightaway. We'll have 10 laps to go.
Look at him fan out 3 wide for position number 5 as they head into turns 3 and 4, and nearly 3 wide for the second spot. Look at McCready on the bottom. Wow.
Into turn number 1. He was my pick before the race began. 10 laps to go. And Brandon Overton works the outside, then behind him. Chris Ferguson, who did not make the race here one night ago, trying to go to the top 5 right now for the reigning Show Me 100 winner.
He started 7th. Jimmy Owens on his outside. Owens going to sidestep in, move the 20 car back up to position number 5. Brandon Overton and Tim McCready in front of them, side by side for the 3rd spot. 9 laps to go, make it 8 this time by for your race leader, Jonathan Davenport. James, he has a 1 second advantage over Peyton Looney.
It remains about the same as they come out of turn number 2. Looney trying to get it wound up down the back straightaway. Peyton Looney has got some momentum. He'll try to close into turn 3. We'll check it this time. Will it go under a 1 second lead down the main straightaway, Dustin? And it does.
0.8 of a second is the advantage now. That's the battle for the lead on the left side of your screen. That good race for the 3rd spot on the right side of your screen as laps tick down. Just 6 to go this time by. Looney pedaling hard, trying to close back in on Jonathan Davenport. Still 0.8 of a second.
Trying to find that moisture up top. That brown out of turn number 2. Meanwhile, McCready 3rd, Overton 4th, Owens 5th. Ricky Thornton Jr.
Wow.
Ricky Thornton Jr. I know Jimmy Owens is still out there on our scoring monitor. There he is right there. Thornton had climbed to 6th place.
From 24.
He needs a couple of cautions. Out of turn number 2, we still have 5 to go, and right now a battle for second, and here comes McCready in 39.
Tim McCready making it a race for second. It could be a race for the lead as well. He's pedaling hard, man. They're both closing in on Jonathan Davenport. Davenport's lead is down to 0.7 of a second. 3 cars under a blanket with 4 to go. Here comes T-Mac.
I got to do it, Dustin. Please stay green. Davenport goes to the bottom. Here comes McCready. Here comes, they're going to lose ground as McCready drift up the track. Here comes Peyton Looney. 3 laps to go. Davenport out at turn number 2. McCready has got to go. He'll gain ground into turn number 3.
Davenport changed his line that time down in turns 1 and 2. He'll change his line again in 3 and 4. Does that help McCready out? McCready trying to get a run on the high side. 2 laps to go.
Right now the deficit 0.7 of a second out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Davenport trying to hold off Tim McCready and Peyton Looney. The head of the white flag. McCready to the top shelf. 1 lap to go. Dustin Jarrett, who's going to win the tribute to Don and Billie Gibson.
Ricky Thornton Jr. from 24th now up to 4th. Here comes McCready on the outside. Final lap. He's going to have a run down the back straightaway. Through turns 3 and for the final time. Checkered flag is out. Davenport goes high. McCready down to the bottom. It's going to be Jonathan Davenport winning. Tim McCready second. Ricky Thornton Jr. from 24th to 3rd. Holy cow.
Oh my. Looney 4th,
Wow.
Overton 5th, Ferguson 6th, Owen 7th, Moran 8th, Pearson 9th, Max Blair from 22nd to 10th. How about it, Lucas Oil Speedway? Give them all a big round of applause. And how about that 20 RT? If this thing had been a 50 lapper, he might have won it. He comes from the tail. He actually pitted, right, early in the race,
Yes.
comes back to get third. They got to go to the scales to make it official. What a race here tonight at Wheatland.
Unbelievable as we look into the win. Tim McCready second, Ricky Thornton Jr. third, Peyton Looney fourth, and Brandon Overton rounds out the top 5. Sixth was Chris Ferguson, Jimmy Owen seventh, Devin Moran eighth, Earl Pearson Jr. ninth, and Max Blair rounded out the top 10.
I can't wait till tomorrow night now, my friend.
Oh,
How about that? What there, Davenport, man.
We know who the high point man's going to be. There's
And we also know who the Todd Steele Building's hard charger of the race is. Thornton 24 the third here tonight.
Absolutely. Your race winner is in the tech shed going through tech right now. He is going to join Ben Shelton on the front straightaway here momentarily. It's the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series tribute to Don and Billie Gibson from Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lucas Oil Speedway. We're here in Wheatland, Missouri, as Jonathan Davenport has gone back-to-back with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, as the driver out of Blairsville, Georgia, the Lance Landers Racing number 49, makes his way back out on the racetrack. James?
27 100ths of a second at the finish.
It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable at Dandy here at Lucas Oil Speedway. The top 3, the drivers that finished on the Big River Steel podium within 0.8 of a second of each other at the line, with Ricky Thornton Jr. coming from 24th to 3rd, Tim McCready getting second, and that man right there going back-to-back here at Lucas Oil Speedway, that Lance Landers Racing, ASC Warranty Nutrient Ag Solutions, Lucas Oil Longhorn number 49, Superman Jonathan Davenport is going to climb out of that car a winner once again. Ben Shelton is down at the Arizona Sports Shirts victory stage, and Ben, this one maybe didn't come quite as easy as last night wasn't easy either, but tonight, man, as James said, a few more laps, who knows what would have happened here in Wheatland, Missouri.
What a race here tonight. Jonathan Davenport, 68th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win as he waits to climb out of this Lance Landers Motorsports number 49. Steering wheel goes on the roof. Race fans, he's out your winner tonight, Jonathan Davenport. As JD picks up the win, he will drop the steering wheel on top, and he had to work for that one here tonight, as we will get him up on the Victory Lane stage here, the Arizona Sports Shirts Victory Lane stage, as he picks up another Wheatland feature win. Jonathan, you had to work for that one again tonight, my friend. You were on the bottom, you were on the top, you were on the bottom. Late you went to the top, and at what point did you know you had to get back to the bottom?
Obviously, I got a guy on the back straightaway, Corey, giving me signals and stuff, and I knew I was getting slower and slower around the top. I was just getting looser, and I felt like my right rear tire was leaving me, and it was getting a long way around through there, and really wasn't nothing to lean on, so I was having to come off of it and try to get a good run down the straightaway and just keep my momentum up. But eventually I knew something would come around the bottom. It would move back down there. So I moved down there, and I was just too free in the center of the corner to stay down there. And so I saw the white flag, so I kind of floated through 1 and 2 here, and then I tried to block the bottom and the top on the last lap, so I really had no idea where to be there. But it's good to see the 49 and the 39 first and second. As much as we talk and run them down the road, we can't hardly run the same thing. I guess our driving styles are so different, but we bounce a lot of ideas off one another, and just got to thank Longhorn for all they do for us, and Bill Stein Shocks, and most importantly, Lance Landers, Steve Martin with Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dynagrow, ASC Warranty, all of our other product sponsors. Can't thank them enough.
You had early in the race, Peyton Looney was throwing haymakers at you in lap traffic, and you get clear track. Did you think the clear track was going to be the key to the win, and did it surprise you late when they closed in on you?
It was definitely helped me. Obviously, clean air is really good, especially for our cars for whatever reason. But I don't know. I haven't got in traffic a lot to see how good our car really is. We've been fortunate to qualify good, and we got lucky tonight through the heat race and get started on the front row. So we've led a lot of laps, but we hadn't passed a lot of good cars yet. So I still think we got some work to do to be able to seal the deal for tomorrow. So we get started on the front row though, but it's going to be a long race. So we've led 85 laps so far. Just as long as we lead the last 85 tomorrow, we'll be fine.
Race fans, how about it? Your winner tonight, Jonathan Davenport in car 49. He will head down and get his photos taken down there. Before we bring Tim McCready up here, I'm going to call an audible and step off the stage here real quick. Two of my favorite people in the entire world. Get them to step right up here. Race fans, how about it for Miss Billie Gibson and Mr. Don Gibson, the creators of the Show Me 100? Miss Billie, you're not going to get away from me that easy. I want to ask you real quick. 31 years, did you ever dream this race would still be going?
No.
To see it here tonight, all these drivers, all these fans, something you created, what does this mean to you?
Well, I'm real proud of the way they're carrying it on. They're doing a good job.
Race fans, how about it for Miss Billie Gibson? Mr. Don, we were 2 and 3 wide out there for the lead. This felt like a Don Gibson racetrack tonight. Are you proud of the track prep crew?
Yeah, they done a good job.
How about it, Mr. Don Gibson? Again, Billie and Don Gibson, Jonathan Davenport getting the win tonight, and we're going to catch Tim McCready over here at his race car. Tim, man, this race car came to life late in the race. What were you able to find on the bottom before anybody else could?
I don't know. It's just I don't think we ever slow down. We don't fire very good, and so we fell way back at the beginning. And I'm just not on the racetrack until it gets completely shiny where I can do it with my foot, when I can go out there and just push it half throttle and keep it underneath me. But when you're flat on the deck for the first 15 laps, I'm just slipping. So it's, I think everybody just came to us and had a couple of restarts, and, we got up there and we're fighting for it. But once JD kind of maneuvered it, I kind of got dead in the water again. But we'll take a second and try to find some speed tomorrow.
Yeah, 4th last night, 2nd tonight, the 100-lapper tomorrow night. Do you think you're getting toward where you want the balance to be on this car for 100 laps?
I would love to unload tomorrow and feel like I could roll over because my right rear is stuck like I used to last year and the year before. Right now I feel like I got the wrong tire on all night long, and that's what I've been working on since Volusia, or since Florida, is trying to figure out how to get this harder tire back in the ground, and I haven't figured out yet. And beauty of this is I have one more chance tomorrow, and this Bilstein Shocks, Cornet Power, Longhorn with Paler Motorsports, everybody does all this. We'll give it another ride tomorrow and tame the engine down some more and see what happens.
Race fans, how about it? Tim McCready comes home position number 2 tonight. Rounding out your Big River Steel podium from 24th to 3rd, how about it for Ricky Thornton Jr.? Ricky, I got to ask you, man, early in the race, you're not making any ground. You head into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce hot pit. What did you tell the team to do?
Just give me some traction. It stayed slimier there than I thought it was going to. We just changed a couple small things, and then after that I really took off. Hats off to my crew. They busted their butt, and we had a bunch of other people over there helping us too. So without that, we probably wouldn't have made it, but I'm glad we did. I'm glad we were able to finish the heat race there, even though we hurt the motor. So had that not happened, we probably wouldn't even gotten the show, I don't think. So start back there and get to the front. Old Daisy still got it.
The 20 RT, the Big River Steel entry, the Todd Steel Building's hard charger tonight, Ricky Thornton Jr. in 3rd. And coming home in 4th tonight, the difference a night can make. Peyton Looney, last night you had to rebuild half the race car. You had to do all the plumbing on the race car. You were at one point battling for the lead. Is there anything different you would have done in those early stages?
Probably just not go so hard early there. When I caught Jonathan in lap traffic, nothing really mattered besides trying to pass him. So blistered the right rear pretty bad. I was just trying to hang on those last 10 laps. I could hear everybody and knew they were coming. So just trying to use the racetrack and keep my speed up because the right rear was pretty well toast at that point. So I don't know if there was anything.
Number 4. And rounding out your Penske Shocks top 5 here tonight, Brandon Overton. Brandon, man, at one point it looked like you had a chance to get to the lead. But last night, big gains from last night to tonight. What is your biggest takeaway as you head into the final night of this event tomorrow?
Yeah, just a little clearer direction on what we needed to do. You know, we sucked yesterday, so I was like, shit, I better change it all because I was terrible in that race last night. So we were okay early. We were actually really good early, and then I think I just used my tire up trying to stay in second when Ziegler comes sliding in there, and I was like, damn, I gotta stay in front of these guys. Just probably used it up a little too much, but I said I think I got a better idea what to do tomorrow. Yeah, fun race.
Race fans, Brandon Overton rounds out your Penske top 5 here tonight. James and DJ, if that's a preview of what we're going to see tomorrow night, we are going to have one heck of a Lucas Oil Show Me 100 finale presented by the Missouri